Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda, and this is Mud and Ink Teaching, and I am here to give you guys a quick overview on two things. First, I want to show you how I created an interactive workbook for the play A Raisin in the Sun. This really could work for any unit study that you have in mind, whether there's a central text or you just have a core set of essential questions or skills that you want to work on. It doesn't really matter what your focus is. An interactive workbook can work for so many different things. But today I want to show you what I've created for A Raisin in the Sun and how you can make your own. I also want to show you in that process how I've utilized the Google Chrome extension Slip and Slide. Slip and Slide is the extension that allows you to assign one set of slides to your students. So let's say I wanted to start my unit on Monday, January 1st, but I didn't really have all of the pages and all of the workbook pages ready to go, or maybe I don't want my kids to see all of them right away. Slip and Slide lets me on, let's say January 10th, take a separate slide that I've created 10 days later and slip it into that presentation that kids already have assigned to them. It's kind of a game changer. It's not new. It's been around for a while, but I was actually pretty nervous to try it. So the first time I gave it a shot was this unit. So you have asked, and here I am to share with you how Slip and Slide works. All right, let's get started. Okay, so first what I want to show you is my workbook. The first set of slides, you'll see I have two tabs open. The first tab is the workbook itself. So the workbook just has a cover page, a table of contents, the things that we're going to be adding to and taking notes on throughout the unit. I have a little character notes page where kids can drag and drop different symbols and imagery, where they find out as they watch where these things go, who they're related to. We have some vocabulary that we're going to be working on during the unit. And then I just have some blank note sheets to collect quotes or ideas, pictures, even clips of film about each of the characters below. So you can see it's pretty standard. That's it. They're blank, they're note sheets, they're ready to go. This is what I assign to students on Google Classroom. So through Google Classroom, you'll go in, create an assignment, make a copy for each student, and send it out. So this tutorial now is working under the assumption that kids have already been assigned that workbook. Okay. Now, one of the things that we want to work on in Raisin in the Sun, my kids are actually watching the play through a YouTube version of the film. And so each time we stop the film, we're going to be working on a close read because I do want them to do close reading and analysis. But for the sake of what this unit is right now, our focus is mostly on analysis and writing. So watching the play is a really appropriate choice. But I want to be able to embed some close read slides for students as we go and not have that all just kind of burdened in the original workbook. And so you can see my vocabulary slide. I actually ended up deciding I wanted that in the original, so I had already moved that over. But the first close read that we do during Raisin is a close read of the stage directions that Hansberry writes for the set and how it should look at curtain open. And so this slide has just a little watermark here, and then I have copy and pasted from the text, the actual, section here of Hansberry's introduction. And so this is clickable for students. This is just a text box that they can click on. They can highlight when they're doing their annotation. And to make the annotating a little bit easier, I'm going to get rid of that just for now. What students are able to do, I guess let me just leave that there for example. So say that I'm going to highlight this section. It has something to do with my directions and what I wanted kids to do. So I've highlighted the section that's really demonstrative of imagery, okay? So I added some text boxes to the outside where kids can now do their annotation. Famously, at the high school level, kids think annotation is just highlighting stuff. And it takes time after time to remind them to annotate means to actually take note and mark what it is that you highlighted and potentially why it's significant. It's a little thought. It's a little pause. So I created these text boxes for that thinking to happen. There are lots of awesome apps. Cami comes to mind right away as a place where annotation is really, really nice. And I like Cami as a single document. But since I wanted to do a workbook version, I kind of wanted everything to be on Google Slides. So this was my workaround for how I made that happen. So the arrow, now I can use my arrow. I can rotate it with the little toggle here. And if I wanted to, I could extend it as well right here. And I can say the figurative language I noticed here was personification. Carpet is fighting for life. Okay, so I can move these around. I can put them on other areas if it's, you know, not so messy. And that is the digital annotation component. Now, I bet you're wondering, how did I slip and slide this into my students' PowerPoint? That part's really cool and really easy. So I'm going to just undo all of this good stuff. I'll actually, let's see here. Okay, let me go here and I'll take you to our next scene. So I'm gonna go ahead and just slip and slide this in real time, in real life. Act 1, Scene 1, the kids are watching today, and they will be close reading tomorrow, Monday. And so we've got here, Act 1, Scene 1, there's the close read, and here is the analysis and the writing that I want them to do. So these things need to go into the presentation. So right now the kids are working on their workbooks. They're on pages 12 and 13. So you need to know where you want your slides to go. So I'm going to write that down as a reminder. So I want mine to go after slide 13. And I want to insert on mine, I want to insert slides 4 and 5. Okay. So here's how it works. You'll install the add-on. I'm going to click on Slip and Slide. And you need to set up your Google Classrooms. Basically, I have already done that here. I'm going to show you how I got these classroom folders set up. So you're going to click on Add Multiple Folders. And then you want to choose the folder where all of the workbooks exist. So in Google Classroom, which is what the route I used, select a Google Classroom folder. The directions are here pretty self-explanatory as well. I can see my classes are here. So I want to go into my 3rd hour. And here's my workbook, right? Raising the Sun student workbook. Let me fix that there. Okay, Raising the Sun student workbook, select. Once I've selected that workbook, then I can label it. So I already have done this, so I'm gonna hit cancel because I already have this saved. So now you know that's how you tell Slip and Slide what folder we're working with. Okay, so that's the first step. So now once you have that set up, we're gonna actually do the Slip and Slide. Okay, whoops, nope, no, sorry. All right, so we're actually gonna do the Slip and Slide now. So we wanna slip slides to multiple classrooms, and I'm gonna do that right this minute. All right, so remember the notes that I wrote down of which slides are going where and to whom. I'm gonna do both of my class periods, periods 2 and period 3. I'm going to slip to those classrooms. I want to choose what slide I'm going to start them at because I know that I already have slides 12 and 13 on there, so I want to start by number 14. And where would I like to end my Slip and Slide? Here we go. 15. Oh, sorry, I misspoke. I totally misspoke, you guys. I'm so sorry. This is talking about my current slideshow. I am sorry, I got a little bit ahead of myself. This is talking about my current slides, the workbook pages that I'm inserting, right? So I want to insert, I apologize, I want to insert pages 4 through 5. Where in the student presentation should we slip the slide? I want to slip it right here. I want to slip it starting at slide number 14. Okay, so now I can slip it right where I want it. I can also just select at the end after the last slide if you can't remember where kids are. So that's another easy way to do that. So I'm going to click that, end, and that's where my slides are going to go at the very, very end. My little robot's going to do his thing, and whoosh, I'm sending out the slides to all of the students' presentations. So it takes a couple of minutes to get there, but now my kids don't have to do anything. When they open it up, it's going to be automatically ready to go for them, and that's it. I mean, that's all it takes. I don't really have enough experience with this extension yet to tell you if there are any bugs or any issues. I do believe there is a paid version at some point once you've exhausted a certain number of slips or slides or numbers of classes. I haven't gotten there yet, but I assume that if you're going to be doing a workbook type of experience like this, it might be worth it to scrounge around a couple bucks to pay for it. As far as I remember, it was relatively inexpensive. So I think that might be something worth considering, but I'm still holding on that. All right, so you can see all of my presentations were there. None of them failed. All of them received them, and we're done. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Go give Slip and Slide a chance and see if it helps you, and we'll see you soon. Bye.